How is it going today, my lazies? In this segment, I'm explaining the culture of Naruto. I will be breaking down some key aspects and explaining why they exist in the Naruto world. A few of these are just assumptions of mine as to the inspiration of certain things. I will call out which are assumptions and which are true inspirations based on my knowledge of Japanese culture. With that being said, as you've undoubtedly surmised, each of the hidden villages are inspired by a certain area of Japan. Certain places like the Land of Snow and some of the other smaller villages and lands are harder to pinpoint their inspiration, so I'll give my speculation and real-world research for the inspirations of these special places in the Naruto world. The one with the most direct inspiration is the Crescent Moon Island. This island is directly inspired from Minajima, about a 15-minute ride from Taguchi Port in Motobu Town. In the real world, this island is nicknamed Croissant Island and not Crescent Island. The next place is lesser known since it's a filler arc from the original Naruto, but I found inspiration for its creation either way since it seemed like an interestingly named village. The Hidden Star houses a meteorite that gives the people of the land special power and is mostly inspired by Sakahogi. In 2013, evidence of an impact dating back 215 million years involving a meteorite 3.3 to 7.8 kilometers in diameter was discovered in a claystone layer embedded in exposed shirt rock along the Kisogawa River in the town of Sakahogi, the Gifu prefecture in central Japan. That meteor was the inspiration for this village. Starting with the more well-known smaller villages, we have the Hidden Sound. If you watch the first filler arc after the Sasuke retrieval, you'll know that Jiraiya found that the Hidden Sound resides in the land of rice paddies. This is inspired by the Niigata prefecture, where most of the rice fields in Japan are located. As for the name, that's just inspired by the type of ninja Orochimaru concentrated in that particular hideout. The hidden grass is inspired by two things from what I've gathered. The name is mostly inspired by northern Honshu, the grassland area of Japan, while the prison is mostly inspired by Fuchu prison in central Tokyo or east central Honshu in the Hiroshima prefecture. Not sure all of these are in the same place, so I'm mainly saying the prison is inspired by Fuchu Prison and the name is a direct inspiration of Northern Honshu. The Hidden Waterfall is loosely inspired by the waterfall areas of Japan. My main speculation is the Wakayama Prefecture or Kanto region where the prettiest waterfalls are located. The Hidden Rain, in my speculation, is a direct inspiration to the island of Kyushu, where Japan gets the most rain. The final lesser important area is the Land of Iron. This snowy area, in my speculation, is mostly inspired by Shirakawago, one of the snowiest places in Japan. I didn't include this for the Land of Snow as that area is more of an Arctic inspired region than highly snowy, but I guess you can use this inspiration for both if you want. On to the main villages, we start with the Hidden Stone, which is inspired by the Japanese Alps. The Hidden Sand is loosely inspired by the Tottori sand dunes. The Cloud is loosely inspired by the Takachiko Gorge, given the ravines. The Mist is loosely inspired by the Iwamura and the Lake of Gods. While the Hidden Leaf is basically Tokyo before the massive technological advancement we see today. And those are my speculations on the inspirations for the hidden villages and small lands of the Naruto world so far. Now this section can be its own video, so I'm only talking about three main issues that most Westerners misinterpret about the Naruto world. The first is Naruto being a horrible father, and to an extent, Sasuke as well. Sasuke's situation makes more sense, but it's still memed as he got Sakura pregnant, didn't even recognize his own daughter, then there's speculation that Sakura isn't even a mother. That whole situation sounds like an episode of Maury or Jerry Springer more than anything. Besides that point, Naruto and Sasuke's parenting, being perceived as awful, are direct inspirations of the culture of Japan. Not saying that Japan has horrible fathers and parenting, I'm talking about the high maturity rates of Japanese children in general. This includes the way people perceive how Hiruzen treated Naruto as well. This is showing how strenuous the work culture is in Japan. In the Western eye, we see neglect, and in reality, it's not uncommon for parents not to see their children often, or children being left alone at home for long periods of time. Considering how safe Japan is perceived to be, it makes doing these things more common in Japan. Along with high maturity of children, there are some wrongfully perceived actions of some spoiled kids in Naruto. Boruto and Sakura are some of the most spoiled kids in the series. Both disrespect their parents, which is highly uncommon in Japanese culture, and they have very spoiled attitudes. Westerners will assume something like, Boruto barely sees his father, so that's why he's acting out, or Sakura is just being a typical American teenager, but this is a Japanese show with Japanese culture infused within it. Hiruzen wasn't neglecting Naruto by Japanese social standards, he was prioritizing work to sustain the lives of the people he cares about, and the whole situation Danzo created made it harder for Hiruzen to keep Naruto with him at all times. That's besides the point though. Naruto being too busy at home is a direct display of how even the most powerful person in the world is still affected by the strenuous Japanese work conditions. Sasuke is a display of how some Japanese people get so sucked into their work that they don't see their families for long periods of times. And a real world example is the controversy with the animation studios not allowing their employees to see their families for long periods of time. As far as the Sakura situation in Western culture, she would be seen as similar to a Karen when she interacts with certain people, especially with Naruto and her father. In Japanese culture, Sakura would be seen as more of a tsundere, and she's actually more highly regarded in Japan as she's not a fan service magnet. Also, Sakura is portrayed much differently in manga versus anime, and Japan likes manga much more than anime, so their perception is much different from the mostly anime-onlys in the West, hence the massive upsurge in Sakura fans nowadays. I personally still don't like her character, but to each his own. This portion of the segment is about the religious inspirations in the series. If you were to summarize the series, it would be the clash between Buddhist and Shinto beliefs in Japanese society. The Senju, and by extent, the Guardian Shinobi 12, are of the Buddhist belief system as seen with their special jutsu. As for the Uchiha, literally all of their special jutsus are names of Shinto deities. Tsukuyomi is the moon goddess, and the main plan for the Akatsuki was the Eye of the Moon, created by Madara Uchiha. The Susanoo, Amaterasu, Kodo Matsukami, and the like are all Shinto deities. The special weapons used by the Susanoo are actually special weapons used in Japanese history, like the Totsuka blade, Yata mirror, Yasuka Magatama, and the other weapons seen using the Susanoo are historical Japanese weapons of legend. Even Orochimaru's Kusanagi blade is one of these relics. A separate video on these will explain what these relics are and their inspirations, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just naming. Now this segment is how the money system in Naruto works. The currency used in Naruto is the Ryo, which is directly a one-to-one correlation with yen in the series, including the games. The max limit of money for Naruto Storm is 9,999,999 Ryo, which could be a direct correlation of the limit of money a ninja can earn in the Naruto world, but that's a completely different conversation. I'll be making a different video on how the economics of pay work for ninja in the series in another video. So this is just a brief overlook of how much the main ninja pay system works. By the Great Nation standards, these are the prices for how much each rank of ninja makes and how much can be earned per rank of mission. This is not directly correlated with the games, but may contain some overlap at certain points. As far as I've calculated and translated into dollars for the Western audience, this is how much each rank of ninja makes. Getting make between 125 to 150k annually. Chunin make 250 to 750k annually. Tokubatsu Jonin make 275k to 2.5 million annually. Anbu make 2.5 million to 5 million annually, and Jonin make 300k to 5 million annually. As far as mission ranks, D rank missions cost 500 to 5k dollars. C rank missions cost 3k to 10k. B rank missions cost 8k to 20k. A rank mission costs 15k to 100k dollars, and S rank missions cost anywhere from 100k or more. More in-depth details in my Economics of Naruto and ranking the highest paid ninja will be available as far as pay scale in Rio, yen, and dollar. I hope this was a good enough explanation of the culture of Naruto, but if not, tell me some other things you want explained about the culture so I can possibly make a follow-up video or maybe more in-depth videos on different topics I've discussed here. And as always, thank you for the views, the likes, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Definitely share this with anyone that's into Naruto videos. And remember, as always, stay lazy.